Hi there, Jean Greer here at Stylish Fireplaces. Today I'm introducing you to the Dynasty Cascade series of electric linear fireplaces. At the end of this video, I'll give you some other models to compare this one to. The first thing you're going to notice about the Dynasty Cascade is this big, bold picture frame around the viewing area. So the overall height here is in the range of 20 inches, which is a little more than the typical linear these days. The reason for that is this is about a 2.5-inch picture frame all the way around the viewing area. The viewing area is still around 15 inches, which is typical of linear fires in electric these days. But this big picture frame gives it a bolder, taller appearance. So if that's something that you're interested in, this might be a good model for you. This unit has 3 flame colors, so yellow is going to give you the most natural looking flames, but I can make them more intense by adding some red in there, and we can also add blue. So we can get different effects when we throw in the blue flames. The other neat feature I really like about this product, if you look at my remote, you see a little heart down there, that will hold my favorite setting. So if I have a specific combination of colors and I like it set on that, when I press the heart button, it holds that as my favorite. So it will return to that setting when I turn it off and turn it back on again. Really like that feature because you go to a lot of trouble to set it up the way you like, or maybe other people are going to play around with it, but when you come into the room, you want to have it set the way you like. That little heart button is really helpful. So we can also change the ember light colors. So lots of different colors to choose from underneath the ember bed. So I can change those or I can have them off, different ways to set those. And then there's also a down light that can hit the media tray as well. So you've got some options to play with there. The glass here is tilted back, and that allows them to put the heat vent and the manual controls up underneath the frame so they're not staring you in the face. Now mine is set up pretty high. We would never put one this high in a residential setting, but on a normal level where we would put this in somebody's home, you would never see what's going on up here, and that gives you a really clean face on the front of the fireplace so that you don't see any of the heat vents or air intake vents or any of that stuff that you don't really want to see. And then the heat would come out over the glass and down into the room. The glass will not get hot even when the heater is on, and like all electric fireplaces, you can always have the ambiance of the flames without having the heater turned on. So it really is a year-round fireplace. If I don't need heat, I don't have to have the heat on to see my flames. When I need heat, this can heat up about a 400 square foot area. It's a 120 volt unit, so that maxes out around 5,000 BTUs, which will take the chill off an area of about 400 square feet, but only when you want it. There is thermostat control, so you can see that there's a temperature setting. I can set it to Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever is my preference, and I can control the heater in that way, and then it will regulate itself to keep us at that temperature. It also has a timer feature. I like that feature in settings where somebody might forget about the fireplace and possibly just fall asleep in front of it because they are really relaxing. It's nice to know that if you set the timer, it'll go off automatically after the timer expires. So that's a nice family-friendly feature, or even for yourself if you're the one that's going to forget. It's nice to know you can preset that turn off. Other fireplaces that I would compare this one to, obviously there's lots of linear electrics. If you like this bolder picture frame look, I would look at the Amante Symmetry series and the Symmetry Bespoke series. They have, not quite this big, but a picture frame border around the viewing area. There's also the Symmetry Extra Tall. So if you like this idea of having a bigger, bolder look, the Extra Tall series actually has a taller viewing area as well as the picture frame border around it. So that gives you a really nice, bold look. Sometimes with extra high ceilings, that's a nice thing to have. If you like the blue flame colors, Symmetry doesn't have that, but Napoleon Allure Vision has it, and their 6-inch deep version would have a set of logs, it would have a crystal combination, it would have yellow, orange, blue flames. and the ember lights and down lights as well. So that would be similar in terms of the flame colors that you could get. Those would be my main suggestions for something that looks as similar as possible to what you see here, depending on what it is that you like about this unit. So again, this is the Dynasty Cascade series. You can find it at stylishfireplaces.ca. Search by brand and look for Dynasty. Search by style and look for linear in-wall fireplaces.